Goldylocks Productions provides professional internet, TV, and radio shows in the spiritual and New Age genre.
And hello, everyone. This is Reverend Bryan Rawls with the Magical Journey. Thank you for joining me this full moon evening. We have some very intense energies within our energy field as of right now. So I want to let everyone know that we are doing mini readings tonight, and we are also going to be speaking a little bit about what this full moon, super moon, blood moon, blue moon is basically going to how it's going to help humanity and how it's going to help us. And basically, hello, Gabrielle. How are you? But I want to inform everyone that the energy of the full moon is most definitely an anchoring of our energy fields, or the anchoring of the Book of Sahara. And for those that do not know what the Book of Sahara is, the Book of Sahara is a record of information, or a record just like the Akashic Records is. The Book of Sahara is now within our reality, and allowing for the understanding and to allow for the understanding and the true expression of our divinity to come through. And with this full moon and lunar eclipse, this was the anchoring of that energy, the anchoring of the Book of Sahara into our reality, or into the third dimensional grid system right here. So so a lot of the energies are very intense. A lot of them are messing with our sleeping patterns, messing with our moods, as well as also just basically making the folks one of two things: either cranky or having that euphoric feeling, or that intense high feeling, for lack of a better word. So basically, with the full moon and how the full moon is enveloping us with this beautiful energy that it's offering us, it's allowing for our truth and our expression of truth to come into this grid system, and for it to fully anchor into our bodily structure. So the energies of the full moon and lunar eclipse and supermoon and the blood moon, it's a very powerful, intense feeling, and I want everyone to make sure that they ground out during this time. Grounding is a very it's a very big must in our reality at this moment, especially with the energies getting ready to approach Imbolc on February 2nd. And with all this amazing energy that is available to us this week, we are finding ourselves very in tune with our reality, and as well as also in tune with our intuition and instincts, allowing for the true expression of what spiritual evolution is all about. So I am doing mini readings this evening, and for those that would like to call in, the dial-in number is 323-870-3791. Again, that energy or that call-in number is 323-870-3791. And I do want everybody to be courteous to the callers that are calling in, and please only allow for one question to be asked, and to allow everybody their turn. So without further ado, we are going to bring on our first caller, and our first phone caller is area code 724. 724. First name and question, please.
Yes, Mandy. My question this evening is, I'm sorry if I hesitated to answer the phone there. I wasn't expecting it to come on so quickly. My question this evening is, when you saw the next form of communication from my youngest son's father?
Okay, so what they put within my field right when you ask that question is they put the number 2 in. So this is 2 days, 2 weeks, or 2 months. They say it's most definitely not 2 years. So so you don't have to worry about it's going to be long and drawn out. All right, so understand that what I'm seeing and my intuitive impression here is 2 days to 2 weeks. All right, so you have anywhere from 2 days to 14 days of this window of time that your son's father will make communication back with you. Now, I do want to make you aware that communication next week and into the following week, there's going to be some energy. There's going to be some energy that basically takes effect in the middle of next week into the following week that may make communication a little bit difficult. But you need to understand that that is just temporary. All right. So understand that the energy that is becoming available to you for communication to be raised, or communication to be basically beneficial for the both of you, is to basically allow for him to approach the communication to you first. Don't you communicate to him first. Let him start or throw the ball back in your court, so to speak. All right, because the energy here is most definitely showing me some rather strange, intense energy next week into the following week that definitely could make communication rather difficult and rather nerve-wracking. So understand that that may happen for you, and the best way. What is that?
I'm sorry not to interrupt you, but I mean after the reconnect, correct?
Yes, after the reconnect.
Okay.
All right, and now is the father's son I'm hearing some sort of either this is a drug habit, substance abuse, something along the lines of that.
Yes, alcohol.
Okay, so is he institutionalized right now?
He just got out.
Okay, so he just got out. All right, so
yeah, he was actually incarcerated, not in a rehab facility, but he was doing programs while he was in these facilities for drugs and alcohol. So as far as I know, if he didn't go back, I don't know. I haven't heard from him in a week, which led me to this evening's call.
Okay, so That is probably more than likely what's going on. Is either he's caught up with the classes or the meetings, which is keeping him from communicating, and also a little bit of he's in his feelings. So I kind of feel as if there's a little bit of a emotional issue here within inside himself, not necessarily with you or your son, but more of like an emotional issue with himself, due to the fact that he's an addict. And understand that addicts are just basically sensitive people that are trying to numb the reality of the multi dimensions that we live in.
Right.
Okay, so understand that addiction is just plainly allowing you to understand that being in a human body is rather difficult, and I feel as if he is experiencing some of this difficulty being in a human body. He's one of those folks that has I'm going to call it an imbalance within his brain, but as I said before, I am no medical doctor, so I cannot give you a proper diagnosis. But I do feel as if he does have some sort of imbalance within his brain that is causing him to relapse, as well as also causing him to have these different mood swings that he goes through on a day-to-day basis. The moodiness will change, okay? The moodiness that you need to understand is going to change, and it takes a little bit for moodiness to relieve itself from an addict's mind, and understand that the energy that we make available to them, say for instance as support, and telling them that that it's okay that he is trying to get some help, because a lot of people think that asking for help and seeking help is defining a weak person. I feel as if it's defining a very strong person, a person that can ask for help.
Right.
So
Yeah.
definitely allow him to know that you're there and you're supportive of his decision to get clean, because at this time it's rather hard to stay clean being an addict, due to the simple fact that the energies are so intense and so edgy, basically. And basically, Mandy, you just need to express your truth, and allow and support your son's fathers during this, or your son's father during this journey of him going sober, or within the sobriety energy. And understand that he may relapse once or twice, but that's all that I'm seeing is 2 relapses, if any.
Is he, I hate to ask, is he close? Like, because I have no idea where he is. Like, that was, again, what led me to my call about the communication.
I do feel as if he is within the vicinity of where you live. It feels very much like he's close. Now, a distance as far as how close he may be, that I am not too sure, but it does feel to me like he is within the vicinity of you.
Okay, so then that, okay.
So he could be in the city, and he could be most definitely back in the rehab, or he could be in possibly a halfway house.
That's funny that you said that. He told me he was in a halfway house, and I contacted them 5 days later, and they never had him. They said he was released from being incarcerated to an actual residential address. So again, just more of a concern of where he is because of those, those lies, and then not hearing from him. So you can imagine my distress.
Yes, most definitely, sweetie, and do understand that that if if you're able to legally identify yourself and to legally identify that you are the person's significant other or wife, and or if y'all are separated, you can basically ask the rehab center where he was discharged to, or who he was discharged to. Okay, because the for an actual addict to get out of the rehab, they have to have a residential address to go to before they will release him. So if you're able to prove your identity, I would go that route and go to the rehab center that he was checked into and ask questions that way.
All right.
All right. That would probably be your best bet as of right now.
Yeah. And unfortunately, he came straight from being incarcerated. So I can't do that, unfortunately, but I totally get what you're saying.
Okay. Well, do know that he is registering okay, and he feels to me like he is within the vicinity that you are in, and he feels to me like it feels to me like he's doing pretty well with his sobriety. So I wouldn't worry too much about it, but do know that he will contact you soon.
All right. I most appreciate that. You said too, and that's my birthday, February 2nd, this Friday, so.
Well, wonderful. Happy early birthday.
Thank you so much for all your time.
You're very welcome, Andy, and thank you for calling in.
Thank you as well. Good night.
All right. Good night, sweetie. Okay, so next phone caller is area code 201. Area code 201. First name and question, please.
Hi, so my question is, I'm presently working on a temp assignment, but I've been looking for work more permanent, and I'm wondering if you see me getting something more permanent soon, or will I be at the temp assignment until April, which is, that's how long it's supposed to extend to?
Okay, so so it seems as if a full-time position is going to open up before the month of April, and it seems as how I'm seeing this is that you have you either have the interview of this full-time position in somewhere around either the beginning of March into the middle of March, and then you have your foot in the door by the 1st of April. So it feels to me like right around, let me see here. All right, so what they're showing here is around March 14th. All right, and okay, so March, in between March 14th and 18th is when I'm seeing a transition from, well, actually you going into the interview, and then basically you finding that full-time position, and that full-time position basically gives you security, gives you kind of gives you understanding, and gives you a almost like a clean slate to work on. It's almost like this is something that kind of gives you more motivation, more oomph in your time, more joy, and more joyful expression about the work that you're getting ready to do. And this feels to me like it has something to do similar to your calling or similar to your higher purpose. And understand that just because I said in between March 14th and the 18th, it doesn't mean that this can't come sooner. This is just a window of time or a window of, or a timeline that I'm seeing this happen on. And understand that the time frame can change and it can move up to where it's sooner that you find this particular full-time position. So they say in between March 14th and 18th is when you should hear something back as far as interview wise, and also around when you're able to start work for that full-time position. All right, so understand that it's right around the corner, and it's totally allowing you to step within the expression of your truth. And as you do this, you're going to feel this really hit home in the solar plexus, because as of right now, your energy field is showing a solar plexus upgrade. And the solar plexus upgrade basically shows me that this is a personal power upgrade. And it's around allowing for your personal power to raise in frequency or raise in octave, and the octave of the frequency that is vibrating at. So understand that it's most definitely allowing you to step into that power of self, that personal power, and really consciously expressing your truth of your reality. And the reason why I say expressing the truth of your reality is because each of us, we view our reality differently. It's our perception, the perception of how we see things, because how I see things may not be exactly how you see things. My beliefs may not be exactly your beliefs. We each are different. We each play our divine part in human consciousness as well as human evolution. So I hope that helped you, sweetie.
Have I applied for this job yet, or haven't? I'm dying to get out of this temp job, and just thought you're absolutely right. Just get a real job with benefits and make me feel better about myself, because temp work is just an hourly pay. That's all it is. It doesn't lead to anything.
Okay, so what they're showing about whether or not you've already filed for this job or filled out an application for this job, I feel no, not quite yet. But it feels to me like it's right around the corner. I'm going to say within 3 weeks, you will either be filling out the application. Well, I would say within 2 weeks you'd be filling out the application, and they're showing me. Okay, so it's they show me you filling out 2 applications. All right, they're showing you sitting at a desk or a table filling out an application, and filling out an application, attaching a resume or something or other to the back of the application, because I see the application that is on top, and then I see a resume, what looks like a resume on the very bottom. So it feels to me like you send this in before the ending of February. So they will be basically calling you for this interview, or calling you for this interview in the middle part of March. Okay, but no, you have not filled out the paperwork just yet. All right.
On my own.
What?
Was this through a friend's job?
They're not actually giving me this information as far as whether it's through a friend or whether this is you self showing or self finding this or you finding this yourself. But what they say is going to fall in your lap quite easily.
Thank you so much, Bryan.
You're very welcome, sweetie, and thank you for calling in.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so I want to let everyone know that if you are looking for or if you are wanting to purchase a reading with me, you can go to www.amagicaljourney.com. That is AMAGICKALJOURNEY.com. You can also go to my blog at www.bryanrawls.com. That is BRYANRAWLS.com. You can also call the office at 586-659-9620. And if you don't want to call the office, you can also email me you can email me at angelicguidance13@gmail.com. And again, that is angelicguidance13@gmail.com. And so the basic next thing that I want to speak about with you while we are waiting on more phone callers is in bulk. Now, the in bulk is also what the Northern Hemisphere calls basically what the Northern Hemisphere calls Groundhog Day, and is basically to basically welcome in spring and to kind of light the sacred fires that are basically lit within inside us, as well as also physical sacred fires. And a lot of folks do ceremonial. A lot of folks do ceremonial fires during Imbolc, and burning particular herbs in the Imbolc fires, such as one of my favorites is lavender. Clearing energy is rosemary. I even throw in a little bit of lemongrass, and it's a very very pleasant way to bring in the energies of spring. So we have a phone caller again, and our next phone caller is 248, area code 248. First name and question.
It's Susie.
Hey, Susie, how are you?
Hi, Susie. Pretty good, thank you. All right, my question is, do you have any messages about a business I invested in last year?
Okay. Okay, so now, is the business having financial difficulty?
Not financial per se. We just hit every barrier and hurdle to progressing.
Okay, all right. Because what they show me here is they show me that the energy of this business. I can see you climbing that ladder of evolving this business, but it almost feels to me, because the vision that they're showing me is you climbing the ladder. And with you climbing the ladder, I'm interpreting that as you climbing or progressing with this particular career. And what I see here also is that your foot slips every now and then. And I'm taking that foot slipping off that ladder is the hurdles that you're going over to basically meet the expectations of how you expect the business to go. I will tell you that it does feel to me like you need to advertise more to get a steady following, a steady clientele base, and what they also. What is that?
Sorry for interrupting you. But it's not about advertising. It's about getting like city regulations, and they're making it hard on us.
Okay, well that with the advertising, the advertising kind of goes hand in hand with regulations and stuff like that. So because it's all around upkeep, of the business, and basically trying to get it to function properly on a day-to-day basis. And how I'm seeing this here is. It feels to me that you are going to climb this ladder and climb this this evolving energy of this business, but it seems as if you need to get more interaction with the. It seems as if you need to have more interaction with the energy of the business, meaning put your manifestations out there, put your conscious understandings of how you want things to go, put this on paper. This is a good night to release whatever does not serve you and bring in what does serve you. So write these little things down that are these trials and tribulations that you're going through with this business. Write them down on a piece of paper. Burn them in a white candle, or you want to burn them in a red candle. All right, and the reason why I say white or red is because red is to intensify energy, and white basically is to purify energy and also intensify. So if I had to recommend you to do something, I would most definitely say go ahead and make your conscious decision of how you want to see this this business excel, or this business expand. And also another thing that you could do, and I'm finding this very beneficial in many areas of my life, and I have applied it to many areas of my life. All right, and it's with the planetary energies of the temple that is on Jupiter and the temple that is on Saturn. The temple that is on Jupiter is the temple of expansion. So how I like to use the temple of expansion is I basically command to be taken to the temple of expansion upon the energy or the planet Jupiter. And then I also ask for the temple of focus, or to be taken to the temple of focus in my dream time, to allow for more focus to be planted into the energy that I am determined to expand and focus upon. So those two temples would be the temple of expansion, the temple of focus, and those two planets that or planetary energies that I would call on is the planetary energies of Jupiter and the planetary energies of Saturn. And those two temples will definitely help you within this understanding of this business. So right before you go to sleep tonight, ask to be taken to Jupiter, to the temple of expansion, and then ask to be taken to Saturn, the temple of focus. And you will regain focus and regain an understanding of what it is that you have to do to take this business to the next level. Okay? They are saying that the answers are already within inside you. You just need to bring them up from your heart chakra, because your heart chakra is what's bringing these energies forward. And the reason why it's within your heart chakra is because it's something that you enjoy doing. Okay, so there's an understanding there, an understanding of your reality. Okay, so try the planetary energies of Jupiter and Saturn, because those temples are very, very, very interesting. And you will find a lot of information from these temples about that business. Okay?
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
You are very welcome, dear. Thank you for calling in.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so we have our next phone caller, which is area code 310. Area code 310. First name and question, please.
Yes, my name is Magickal. I'm calling from Los Angeles.
Hey.
And, hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. My question is, right now, it's about the financial flow. I think that I was asking you for help the last time when you were the speaker for the webinar. And I still do have really tough time financially, because I really need to move out from my current place in 1 week, or maybe less than 1 week. And the tough part of maybe 70%, I'm okay, I'm calm. And maybe a little bit, my ego tries to get me, to scare me. So I have to let go of the financial lack, or some kind of the yucky stuff. And we really like to make the flow of the finance to move forward.
Okay, so what your guides are showing me is that mostly what you're doing is you are limiting yourself within the energies of your financial security. So the limitations are brought on by the self. So have you been brought up to believe that money is evil, or being rich is being sad, and being poor is meaning being happy? Or do you have a specific belief that is basically keeping you from pulling financially all that is that's available to you? So basically what they're getting at here is the financial security and the financial stability that you are looking for is basically something that you need to request. Okay, you have to request this, and request this with belief. Request this with believing that the money is going to come to you, believing that the energy is basically going to be smooth sailing, to allow for the finances to increase, and allow for the finances to basically become more stable, become more secure for you. Another thing that they are showing me here is okay, so they what you could do to kind of open up the road a little bit for your financial energies to follow down the path smoothly and with clarity, what you can do is you can light a green candle. And as soon as the fire hits that wick of that green candle, make your request that you are trying to achieve, or that you are financially secure, able, and stable, and that you are financially secure, able, and stable, and basically light that candle, and then that green candle basically opens the gates, opens the doors for you to smoothly walk down that energy field, and that energy field of consciously speaking and consciously expressing your truth as financially secure. Okay, so understand that you being financially secure is a choice that you have to make. It's a choice that that basically comes from expressing this to yourself, or expressing this to your spirit, or to your guides, or to your spirits that walk with you. So do understand that all you have to do is make that conscious decision.
Yes. And also, can I ask this request to, can I give this request to my gatekeeper?
Yes, you can give this request to your gatekeeper. Most definitely, because this request for giving this request to your gatekeeper, they will keep the gates open for you to allow for basically the energy of your financial security to basically be on deck with you. So go ahead and request this to your gatekeeper. And also your gatekeeper is asking for an offering. And how I like to give an offering is you can give an offering of some tobacco, and possibly a shot of liquor, or also you can give your gatekeeper a lit candle and a glass of water. And that would be a sufficient offering for your gatekeeper.
Okay.
But other than that, I feel as if once you make that request, or make that conscious decision that you are ready to be financially stable and financially secure, then you will so choose to be financially secure and stable.
Okay. So as a review, so I can use the green candles. And for regarding my gatekeeper, I can give the water, and also I can use a red candle.
Yes, you can use the white candle, the red candle, and the green candle if you like. And if you really want to make a very strong connection with your gatekeeper, try out this. Get you a white candle, a glass of water, a red candle, and put the white candle on the left, the glass of water in the middle, and the red candle on the right. And what this will do is this will basically bring in the energies of communication with your gatekeeper. And basically what you do is you speak over the water, and you say, or you ask your request, or speak your request. And then once you make that request to your gatekeeper, then you just allow for the candles to burn down. You don't want to burn them all the way down. You just want to burn them enough for at least probably about an hour a day, and continue making that request until they see to it that you are financially stable and secure. All right, because the spirits that walk with you will help you if you ask. Okay?
Okay, and Bryan, sorry. Can I is a reply available for the show?
What is that?
I would like to listen to the show, the reply, after you finish the show tonight.
Yes, there will be a replay up tomorrow.
Okay, Okay, so are you going to upload this information on your Facebook page?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so I will check because I really like to do it.
All right, most definitely. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you, Bryan. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, our next phone caller, and okay, so our next phone caller, and I believe this might be our last phone caller, depending on how quickly I get to them. So area code 61661, first name and question, please.
Hi, Bryan. This is Susan. Last week, the grandmother came in for me.
Yes.
And I tried connecting with them, and I get information. I've had some good aha moments, but like everything that's happened on my path is really what was supposed to happen. That was a huge one for me. And so I'm wondering, are they giving me information, or can you tell me if they have anything for me? Or I really would love to know that I'm connecting with them.
Okay, so it seems as if you are receiving the correct frequency from them, so you are communicating directly with them. The one thing that I would recommend that you do is tell them to turn up the volume, because the volume of them trying to speak to you, it's muffled, all right? Because I asked them to speak to me, and what they are showing me is they're almost showing me like I have earmuffs on my ears. So that's my that's my symbol or understanding that the clairaudence is being either it's either one of two things. It's either your clairaudence has been muffled because it's in an updated state, or being updated, or another thing that they are mentioning is that you have an expectation of what they sound like. It's not necessarily what a regular grandmother sounds like here on this earth plane. It's shifted in frequency. All right, so understand that the shift in frequency that you are experiencing when you conjure up or bring in the grandmothers is basically you're bringing in the grandmother grid. Okay, now and understand that the or what I call the grandmother grid is really is basically the crystalline grid of Mother Earth, and understand that the crystalline grid of Mother Earth is a grid that is still within the Akashic records. It's within. It's also within the Book of Sahara, but with the crystalline grid in the Book of Sahara, it's a different frequency and a different octave. So understand that with this particular energy and the octave that it's vibrating at, you're going to feel different ways that they communicate with you, because they're showing me clairaudently, clairvoyantly, and claircognitantly that you are going to receive information, and then you will receive it clairvoyantly. All right, because you have a fear of what you may see. Does that resonate with you?
Well, everything resonates. Yes, thank you. I am able to see in my third eye, but I have to put myself in a trance.
Yes. Yes.
And I don't necessarily want to have to do that. So
exactly, and that trance state, you're not going to have to put yourself in a trance anymore. All you're going to have to do is basically close your eyes, ask the question, and your guides will put it on your screen.
Okay, that's really helpful. And the whole grid thing, that really makes sense, and it's a bunch of bells are going off. So thank you so much. I have a couple 1 hour Q&A private schedule, so I'm sure we can do more at that time.
Wonderful. I look forward to that, Susan, and thank you for calling in to the Magical Journey show tonight. It was wonderful answering your question.
Okay, thank you. Always learn a lot from Bryan. So appreciate it.
Thank you so much, sweetie, and do know that I'm just an instrument. It's not me really doing the work. It's Creator and guides doing it.
Well, thanks for showing up.
Thank you so much, sweetie. Okay, so we are moving on, and I believe that this is going to be my last phone caller for the evening. So, area code 231, Destiny. Hello, Destiny.
Hey, Bryan.
How are you doing, sweetie?
Good to hear from you. I'm doing good. I heard you on the Transformation Show. It was an awesome interview.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what can I help you with?
I am just wondering, I'm still having hair issues, and I'm wondering whether it's a hormonal imbalance or if it's a vitamin mineral deficiency due to an antibiotic that I'm on.
All right, what antibiotic is this?
Doxycycline.
Okay, so,
Well, that one kind of upsets my stomach because
yes.
It feels like everything goes right through. I think that might be causing.
I feel as if you're not absorbing. I feel as if you're not absorbing your vitamins and minerals correctly, and you may have somewhat of a imbalance within the chemistry of your body. So I feel as if it's both of them contributing to the hair loss. So what I would highly recommend you doing is you can use sassafras or rosemary. And have you been rinsing your hair with that?
I think last time you told me ginger and sassafras.
Yes, you can use ginger, you can use sassafras, and you can use rosemary. All right, you can use all three of them or use them separately. But you want to make sure that you do it. You want to make sure that you do a test patch first to make sure that you're not allergic to them unless you eat it. All right, because if you already eat ginger, rosemary, and or sassafras, you should be good to go.
Yeah. So do you think I should mention to my doctor that I want off of that doxycycline? Try something else, or?
I would say to make sure that your body is receiving the proper nutrients and stuff. I would most definitely say, since it's going through you like water, most definitely you need to speak to your doctor and say, "Hey, look, I can't sit here with the screaming memes. You got to do something."
Right.
So
somebody.
Yeah. So basically, just ask your healthcare provider and say, "Hey, look, this is upsetting my stomach, and I can't deal with this with the upset stomach constantly." And what they'll do is they'll probably put you on another antibiotic that is less harsh on the stomach or on the stomach. So so basically, what I would do to make sure that that you are not going to be affected by the doxycycline detox, because you may have coming off of doxycycline, you may have you may come up with a yeast infection or something like that. So you might want to go ahead and tell your doctor, "Hey, I would like to taper off of the doxycycline and get put on a new antibiotic." Because if you throw your body off too quickly and switch medicines too quick, then your body's just going to throw into another shock, and you're probably going to lose more hair, and then you don't want to do that. So
actually stopping? Like, is it gonna
Eventually it is going to stop, and a lot of also the issue is the intense energy that is coming into the crown chakra. So you may want to do some crown chakra tapping to kind of return some of the blood flow to the head, because a lot of,
like tapping?
yeah, just like tapping, just tap on the crown chakra, and that's all you have to do, because that will stimulate the blood flow and really get the blood flowing back to the brain and to the scalp, so that the imbalance can kind of balance back out, and then the energy can basically move you forward on your path. But try the sassafras, rosemary, ginger. Just try all of them, and but make sure that you try them separately, just to make sure that you know which one's working.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
You are very welcome, Destiny, and thank you for calling in. And hello, Linnell. Sorry about that. All right. So, folks, I am so sorry, but we are out of time, and we only have like 4 minutes left on the clock. So I'm going to spit out my contact information so all of you can get a hold of me. And my contact info is telephone number or office number 586-659-9620. Website is www.amagicaljourney.com. Email is angelicguidance13@gmail.com. And blog is bryanrawls.com. BRYANRAWLS.com. And thank you all for joining me this evening. I hope you join me next Wednesday for the February 7th show. And I look forward to speaking to each and every one of you. Thank you so very much for calling in this evening. Thank you, Tiffany White Sagewoman, for producing the Magical Journey show. And also thank you, Goldylocks Productions, for producing the Magical Journey show. And much love to all my callers, and much love to you too, Linnell. And blessings to each and every one of you. Let angel wings guide your dreams. Blessed be, and namaste. Bye now.